Renewal and Unification, 51. The Margin and the Center. By Abdel Moumin, Ibrahim Ahmed. There are moments in human life when its different dimensions converge in an exceptional way. One of these moments is adolescence, when the mind, heart, spirit, body, inner self, and external reality seem to unite in a remarkable and dynamic harmony. Adolescence is a pivotal transitional stage in human life, standing between the margins of childhood and old age. Adam and Eve fell while in the stage of adolescence, before they had completed the arduous ascent to their destined station. This is where the symbolic meaning of the story of Adam and Eve in paradise becomes clear. The union of the two elements in their original state of innocence was a profound risk, for the unity of the human being always contains within it both the possibility of spiritual elevation and the possibility of decline. Every human being has a temporal margin. The world does not move only from its center, it also moves from its margins. There is the margin of life, the margin of existence, the margin of religion, the geographical margin, the political margin, the economic margin, the intellectual margin, and the cultural margin. In reality, the margin is no less important than the center. Likewise, every form of fragmentation creates new margins: fragmented health, cultural fragmentation, religious fragmentation, and geographical fragmentation, producing additional margins within the individual, society, and even the state itself. The rise of Islamic movements in Iran, Sudan, and Afghanistan can be understood as emerging from the peripheries of the Arab and Islamic world rather than from its center. Here lies the paradox: a false dawn preceding the fulfillment of a true promise. The promise exists, but its first manifestation is not its complete realization. Of course, great transformations can also arise from the margins, and from there, from the margins of the world or the margins of a region, we are promised a true dawn that will fulfill the genuine promise. We have Jamal-ud-Din of Afghanistan, the Baha'i faith of Iran, and the Republicans of Sudan. The margin is always drawn toward the center by a natural force of attraction, while the center tends to repel the margin in order to preserve its position. Between these two forces, attraction and repulsion, the cyclical movement of history is born. The concept of the margin is not confined to geography or politics, it also extends to systems of belief. This is why schools of thought that departed from the mainstream were traditionally classified among the various sects and creeds. Marginality is therefore not merely geographical, it is also intellectual, cultural, and religious. In education, adults differ significantly from children and adolescents. Mature people generally do not appreciate lengthy instruction, nor do they regard themselves as needing education in its conventional form. They seek subjects that touch their lives directly, address their real concerns, and respond to the circumstances they face. Young people, however, have different needs. Every stage of life has its own questions, every age its own challenges, and every society its own priorities. For this reason, there is a need, in Sudan for example, to focus on immediate local issues, to articulate solutions rooted in the realities of the people, and to develop meaningful theories that arise from lived experience rather than from distant abstraction. This is where academics and media professionals have a vital role to play, one that resembles, in certain respects, the mission of the prophets. They should counsel those at the center while giving voice to those on the margins. They should reassure the oppressed while unsettling the oppressor. They should help shape public consciousness, direct collective understanding, and cultivate a shared sense of meaning. That is the role they are called to fulfill.